welcome. I'm Dr. Russ, and normally I'd say this is our backyard, but it actually happens to be our front porch. And the reason we're on the front porch instead of the backyard is we've had this 90-degree temperature stream, and it's even hotter than that in some parts of America. But what I wanted to discuss today is how important barrel lengths are to me. So let me welcome you. You are in Southeast Michigan, and I've got all kinds of critters. Most of them are in my backyard. Some are in the front yard. And so we need good, accurate air guns to keep those populations down. Keep in mind that if you like what you see on this, you may want to give us a thumbs up. You may want to subscribe. You may want to leave a comment. I answer all the comments. Know that I buy all my own guns, etc. So I try to give you the straight information, just as good information as possible. But let's talk about why air gun length is so important to me. This happens to be the Kral, K-R-A-L, which in the Turkish language talks about the king, or royalty, if you will. And they're the other big manufacturer in Turkey besides Hatsan. As a matter of fact, I think Benjamin is going to a lot of the Turkish walnut stocks, and they've gotten together with Kral to make those stocks for them, for the Benjamin guns. So a lot's going on in Turkey. This is the puncher breaker. Oh my goodness, is this the popular gun among the Kral line? Some people say I don't want a bullpup because they're so short, they would have a short barrel. Well, first of all, let me tell you why bullpups are so important. Bullpups were really designed for first responders, police, SWAT teams, because they allowed you to sit in a car with a gun ready, and then to come out of this car with guns blazing. So its smallness, shortness, allowed for the mobility that first responders needed in those circumstances. It's come on into powder guns and the rest of the world, but it has also come into air guns. This is a bullpup. But what often happens with a bullpup, because barrel length is important, is that instead of the barrel ending right here in front of the trigger, it goes clear back here. So that when I'm shooting it like this, and some people don't like this idea of cocking guns back here, but this barrel comes clear back to here. And I think the Kral puncher breaker shows it best. Here's this barrel. And then from here on, you see the moderator, this larger barrel coming out. How far this actual barrel comes in, I'm going to guess right about here. And then this is your moderator, if you will. This gun for a short barrel still probably is one of the most accurate small barrel guns I have, the puncher breaker, and that's why it's so popular among air gunners, if you will. I love this gun. But I have found that by comparing all guns, the general statement that the longer the barrel, we pick up velocity, and we pick up foot-pounds of energy, and we pick up accuracy. 3 good reasons that you might want a longer barrel. Excuse my cheat sheet here, but I've got so many numbers I want to refer to it as I share them with you. One of Hatsan's guns, and it's representative of a lot of old Hatsan's guns, was 17.7 inches long in the barrel. 17.7. The Vectis is the one with the lever action. It doesn't come with a scope. It comes with iron sights, much like a lever action powder gun does. So it's kind of unique in its design, but I didn't say great accuracy, if you will. It's that old barrel that Hatsan used to use. Then Hatsan went up to a flash pup, which is the competitor to this puncher breaker. Looks very, very similar. I have that gun too. That happens to be a 19.4 inch barrel. So Hatsan was learning years ago when they came out with their flash pup. Then they came out with their Hatsan 44 ATT. And that was 19.4 inches long. So they also made a long version, the Hatsan AT44 long. We went from 19.4 to 23 inches. And 23 inches is the length of most brand new, recently introduced Hatsan air guns. I'm going to use Hatsan as my example. You should know that there's a gun by Hatsan called the Gladius. And the Gladius has a bullpup, 19.4, but a Gladius long, 23 inches. They have the Bull Boss. Some consider it the best gun they've ever made. I would be one who would say that, the Bull Boss, 23 inches long. In 25 caliber, it gives you 42 foot-pounds of energy. And its velocity is right into that sweet spot between 900 and 970 feet per second. And so I followed the Hatsan because it was so easy to see these barrel lengths change and my accuracy changing for the better as these barrels got shorter. Let me just talk about a couple of other guns, if I will. The Gamo swarms are right under 20 inches, 19.9. But when it came to that Swarm 22 Magnum, they went on out bigger. I think that was maybe 21 or 22 inches. And then the Armada, which is really an offshoot of the Benjamin Marauder. Those are two identical guns, just different stocks. That gun is straight 20 inches. And then along came that Bulldog 357. You believe 28 inches. It has the longest barrel of them all, 28 inches. So trust me when I tell you that the length of the barrel is important. For about every inch, you're picking up somewhere around 100 feet a second in speed. Now, I'm not into speed because once I hit that 1,050, I'm hitting that speed of sound and I'm getting that wing sound out of the gun, which I don't want. It really messes up with neighbors. But it means I can use a heavier pellet or slug, and with that power, bring that velocity back under 1,050. So I like the velocities. It's better the longer the barrel. I like the accuracy. Just that much longer of the rifling, twisting and guiding that bullet or pellet or slug to do the right thing. And then energy is always part of a formula that velocity is used along with the caliber. And so we pick up foot-pounds of energy, and it's that knockdown power that hits an animal and kills it. And that's what we want, one-shot kills if at all possible. So that tells you why I'm very, very interested. And when I start looking at specs of the next air gun I'm going to buy, I'm checking that barrel length. I think it's very important. I really don't care if it's a bullpup or a long wooden stock rifle. I love them all. But I'm very interested in the length of that barrel. You know, there's something else that I think that we're watching here at our house about length and size. Let's go see what it is. Well, another thing we're concerned about is not just the length of the barrel, but maybe the length of these puppies. Paula, how old are they now?
They're about 4.5 weeks old.
Are they coming along between birth and adoption?
They are. I have had them on some puppy mush as Angel weans them off. And now they're eating some dry food that has a few chunks. They're drinking water. They're learning that they pee on certain areas and sleep in their bed. And they're doing really good.
Are their vocal cords working?
Oh, yes, they work just fine.
Dr. Paul, are you going to be okay once these puppies leave the nest?
Yes, because they're going to good homes.
Good homes.
Oh, goodness.
And you go through this how many times a year?
A couple times a year.
A couple of times. This puppy hospital has seen at least 2 litters, on a couple occasions, 3 litters a year. Well, I'm glad to see our puppies are developing too. Keep in mind, feral lengths are important. Puppies are important. We hope to see you come back next week. We've got some excellent videos coming out. Remember to give us a thumb up, subscribe to the channel, type in your own comments. I'll be the one that responds to them. And click on that little oval picture of me, because it'll give you access to our whole library of over 40 videos. Until then, stay airgun sharp.